Do you conduct a business in the Plenty Valley or surrounding area? If so, consider Plenty Valley FM 88.6 for your business promotion. Our rates are reasonable and results positive. Call 9404 2111 during business hours for more information.
Now, we are going to cross live to Bill McGilvray. Our very own Bill McGilvray is down at the Epping CFA. So we're going to cross over to you right now, Bill.
Plenty Valley FM.
Hi, Steve. It's Bill down here at the CFA at High Street in High Street in Epping.
Mate, not Northcote.
High Street in Epping. I was just checking with Rob Seatta, the captain, to know where he was. And a very good morning to Richard as well.
Hello, listeners. How are we all travelling today?
Good. And Rob Seatta. Rob's the captain of the Epping CFA. And I think what people need to know is what is the captain's role at in any CFA brigade.
Yeah, good morning all. Welcome. Good morning to your listeners as well. I'm the captain here at Epping CFA. I've been captain here for just over 10 years. And part of my role as a captain is to make sure the brigade's operational is ready to go, and also with the assignment areas and with the assistance of the other officers, ensuring that the officers underneath me, the lieutenants, are running their portfolios and doing what they need to do as well, and basically the oversight of the whole brigade. So the OIC, the officer in charge. So basically, like they say in the old days, the buck stops with me.
Right. And how many lieutenants do you have?
I've got 5 lieutenants underneath me.
Yeah.
And their roles, like one lieutenant looks after HR and management of that side, another one looks after the crew leaders, which are underneath the lieutenants, another one does all the pre-planning and that for our assignment areas and all the factories and buildings with keys and that we've got access to. And also we've got another one that looks after all the appliances, like the maintenance and that.
Yep.
And also another one that does a lot of brigade planning, social events, recruitment, and you'll be speaking to her later on today. Yeah.
So you virtually, there's yourself and there's a drops down to a line of 5 and then drops down to a number of different lines again with different people in there. What is the main thing that you have to really keep on top of?
Well, what we need to keep on top of here is making sure that the community is well looked after. So at the end of the day, our primary focus is getting the trucks out the door.
Right, and you've got one guy responsible for that.
Well, he looks after the trucks and maintain, make sure that they're maintained and all that sort of stuff. But as for my role, main role is to make sure that we have enough members around and to get them out the door to go to calls that they're in need for the community.
And how many members do you actually have in this CFA here in Epping?
At Epping we have about 55.
Okay.
55 members, and that includes life members. So operationally, I reckon we've got about 42, 43.
Mm-hmm. And there is a role for, as you said, the life members. There is a role for those people in the back room of the CFA site at Epping, isn't there?
Yeah, well, basically the life members, a lot of the older ones, they were previous lieutenants, previous captains. And one used to be on the radio station with you guys, the late Ken Jeffries.
Ken Jeffrey, great mate.
So
great
Ken
mate.
and Chris Bain, I got a lot out of them over the years, and I'm still, getting in the ear of one of them that's still around, walking around today. You'll see him today walking around, so yeah.
Is he the guy with the beard?
Yeah, that's the one. yeah, he's around.
Yeah. Now, recruitment, is that your role? Or
well, basically everything that happens in the fire station, it all comes back to me. So if someone doesn't do their role, then I have to go and pick it up and I have to run with it and make sure it's right, because above me, I've got people in district and regions that come to me, and then I've got to filter down to them. So we do a lot of recruitment. We probably run one every 2 years, but like I said, Tali, she's the recruitment lieutenant that looks after that. You'll be speaking to her about all that stuff.
So are there any basic requirements to be recruited here? Do you have to be a certain age or a certain background? Or?
Some brigades have juniors, but we don't have juniors in our brigade. But so the age of 18 and above, yeah.
But also you can get up into my age. Do backroom stuff for you, because you don't necessarily have to be active on the truck.
Yep.
There are a lot of roles behind the scenes to keep the brigade going.
Yeah, we have them. They're non-operational members. And, they do a lot of stuff in the background. Like today, they went and did a lot of picking up and collecting of the items and that sort of stuff, so that the operational members who focus on the vehicles getting out the door don't have to sort of, miss out on getting on a truck to go and do the backroom stuff. So, those people do that.
So they keep the backroom stuff going, so that the frontline people can do their job properly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 100%.
What about preparation for the fire season in terms of the community?
Well, for the community, it's basically all the messaging that comes out through CFA. I mean, we're pretty big on our Facebook site with Epping CFA. If they go on that, they'll see all the messaging that we get in. We put our own messaging out there, and we also share a lot of the other brigade messagings that come out. And CFA have their major one that comes out, and then we just sort of tag on the back of that, because we've got to make sure that we're in line and everyone's talking the same language, so that there's no confusion out there in the community.
And there's a big change to this fire season with the messaging from the CFA. That's gone Australia-wide now, and that's the fire danger rating system. Yeah,
the fire danger rating system has changed to a 4-tier system now.
Yeah.
So you've got moderate, high, extreme and catastrophic. Where in previous years we used to have, there was a different one in there. So now they've just gone, and it's Australia-wide now, so they've adopted that. So,
so if you're travelling across the border, you'll see the same thing in South Australia, same thing in New South Wales and Queensland and Northern Territory. It's gone Australia-wide.
You'll see it all around. So when it's, you might travel through here and see it in the yellow, but then when you get further up north,
could be
you might
red.
see it in the red or go into the yellow,
Yeah, so there has been some changes made, and hopefully we'll bring those out throughout the day and give an indication of what each of those new categories or the rating systems are at the moment. So you're itching to get out of the chair. So thank you very much, Rob. And you've got the CFA here today, so come down and have a look at their cutting up a vehicle out there with their rescue unit. They also have Ambulance Victoria here with some demonstrations as well, and there are a number of demonstrations going on. There's plenty for the kids to do, and you've got some equipment, if you like to call it that, over there to sell fire alarms or smoke alarms. You've got Captain Koala. You've got some safety blankets, some equipment from fire extinguishers, and also some advice into how to use all these things. So come on down, there's plenty of things to do. There's coffee, there's sausages. Rob's itching to get out for a coffee, aren't you?
There's heaps of entertainment for the kids. So there's pony rides, there's jumper castles, there's badge making, there's face painting, there's balloon making, there's a petting zoo. I said the pony rides, we've got coffee here, we've got the Ambos here doing some demonstrations, and plenty of sausages and that for...
Don't know why we're sitting here for, Bill. We're going to go for a pony ride.
Exactly. And Rob's going to go out and have his Captain Koala face put on face painting.
No, Bill's got to get his face painted. Come on.
No, I'm going out to a concert this afternoon, so I have to look respectable. No worries, Steve. Thank you very much, Rob, for being on, and we'll have Deb to tell us about what she's organised here today a bit later on at quarter to 11. So thanks very much for inviting us down today too.
No worries. No, thank you very much, and it's good that we're doing this to get it out to the wider community. We're 100% volunteer brigade.
Yep.
So it's all about the community. That's what we focus on. And if anyone's interested in volunteering, no doubt there'll be other messages coming out today for that. So be good.
Beautiful. No worries. Thank you very much, Rob.
No worries. Thank you.
Back to you in the studio, Steve.
Thank you, guys. It's great at the Epping CFA Open Day. If you're in the area, head on down, check it out. It'd be fun seeing them cut up a car. But again, there's so much going on there, especially for the kids. So you're thinking, it's going to be all adult stuff. Great time for the kids. They heard face painting, pony ride, jumping castle. They should have an adults jumping castle, I reckon. But it's so much more happening down there at the Epping CFA today. So head on down. We're going to now cross back live to the guys and girls over at the Epping CFA Open Day. Back to you.
Hey, thanks very much there, Steve. Yep, so we're definitely down here at the Epping CFA. And this is the open day down here, and it's a great time because a lot of people are actually rocking up. There's plenty of activities here. And, got the old jumping castles and what else have we got here? Pony rides and food. And there's going to be a demonstration at 12:30 where people will be rescued from a car. I think that's the thing. So what we're going to do now is speak to Debbie, who's a community officer here at the CFA in Epping, and just talk about her role and other little bits and pieces. Welcome, Debbie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No, not a problem at all. Are you able to give us a bit of an idea of what your particular role is here at the CFA?
Yeah, my official role, I'm a firefighter as well, but community education, community safety is my role. We go out to a lot of the schools, kinders. We have a child fire safe program that we run, and we educate the children if they're unfortunately caught in a house fire, just to stop, drop and roll, get down low, go, go, go. When I say get down low, go, 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 under the smoke, and crawl outside to the door, to the fresh air, and to stay outside when they're outside, don't go back in, and the firefighters will come and help you. If their clothes accidentally catch fire, been too close to a heater or campfire, to cover your face, don't run, cover your face, drop to the floor and roll on the part that's on fire, and that effectively it smothers the part that's on fire, the clothing, and stops oxygen to it, so it's smothered and goes out.
Okay. No.
All the time, of course, they're calling out, help, help, mum, dad, or whoever they live with, the adult that they live with, call out for them. Okay,
no worries. So you were actually heavily involved actually setting up the open day today, Debbie. Can you tell me what was involved in getting this up and running?
It's a lot of teamwork, actually. I'm just behind the scenes organised, a lot of teamwork, contacting our suppliers, our pony people. We've got a petting farm, getting them out, our face painters, making sure they're all free on the day, because the open day is across the state for all CFA brigades. We try and do it before fire season's in full bloom. So this time of year is perfect, so it makes it hard to even get pony rides because everybody else is booking pony rides. So I start very early in the year because I figured out first in, best dressed, and my community deserves it more than everybody else's.
You can come and organise my life if you like.
Epping is an amazing community here. They support us in a lot of things when we're on campaign fires. They're just fabulous. They bring us food, meals, water, the occasional beer too, I might say. The occasional.
No worries at all. So how long have you been involved with this particular role, or with the CFA? Or?
I've been involved 20 years in February, so I'll actually achieve my life membership next year.
Fantastic.
And this role probably 6 years, but I love it. I love getting out there. We have such a diverse community in Epping. We've got a lot of our people use English as a second language. So we try and reach everybody. So
and these days, like in media kind of world where we live in a very online world, what's the best way you've found to actually get message across to people about what you do?
Well, what my role is, what to do in an emergency, like house fire, escape plans. So we find TikTok works well, Facebook, all your electronic media. Again, we go to schools, kinders, and I always give the flyers, home fire safety flyers, to take home for whoever the adult is in the house to have a read. All right. So.
Great. And what sort of changes have you seen over the 20 years, Deb? So clearly the community, I would guess, has become more diverse. What other changes?
Yeah, definitely. We do have a lot of elderly as well, like living alone people. nursing homes as well, respite care, and the area's just grown. Like our biggest worry, 15 years ago was grass fire. We were surrounded by grass and scrub, and now, of course, that's all populated now. So we've gone from grass and scrub, and the bit of grass and scrub that is left has been sort of scraped back to bare earth, ready for development.
Right, yeah.
So most of it's housing and industry is there. But we are a rescue brigade as well. So we're heavily involved in motor vehicle accidents, washaways. We do have the occasional rescue where through the development they dig the big pits and then a worker might fall in the pit and they'll call, because we're obviously in Epping, so...
Yep. And you obviously have a Facebook presence?
Yep, we're going live on that today as well, so
right.
do yourself a favour out there.
Yep.
Have a look, come on down, see it for real in the flesh.
Yep.
We've just joined the CFA smoke alarm installation program as well. Got information here. It's targeted at people who cannot obtain, install or maintain smoke alarms themselves. This might be through being financially disadvantaged. It may be elderly people. It may be somebody recovering from surgery in Epping area. And if they give us a call on 0499... Oh, I better check. Am I allowed to give out numbers?
Yes,
absolutely.
0499 416 941 and book a visit, and we'll come in and install for free. We supply those smoke alarms as well. We'll install them, and if you have current ones installed, we'll check that they're operational and current as well.
Fantastic.
So it's 0499 416 941. If you're disadvantaged, elderly, you can't install them yourselves or obtain them yourselves, it's free of charge, including the smoke alarms and batteries.
That's a wonderful program.
Yeah, very good service. As I said earlier, house fires is one of our biggest problems here now, and if this prevents it, their smoke alarm
This is a good
install.
thing. I totally understand.
Fabulous.
Yeah, no worries at all. Well, thank you very much for that, Deb. We appreciate your time talking to us today.
Thank
so
you.
listeners, definitely get back down to the CFA on High Street in Epping. Come down and having a great time. All right, we're back to the studio with Steve.
And it is now time to cross to the CFA Open Day at Epping. So let's do that right now. We'll cross to our intrepid outside broadcast team.
Good to hear you again. Hope you're keeping out of trouble there in the studio.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. How are you, Richard?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, man.
That's good.
Yep, so we're definitely back here at the Open Day at the Epping CFA, and we got the pleasure of talking to Liam, who's involved with recruitment here. So, greetings, Liam.
Good morning, all. Happy to be here.
No, thank you very much. So, we just, if you can just give a bit of an idea of what your role is involved here.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I'm an operational firefighter, so that, getting out on the trucks and helping the community when they need it. And then I also am involved in training and recruitment, so making sure that we've got the right number of people with the right skills to be able to go out and respond to emergencies at any time, and making sure that, we're filling not only our operational firefighting roles, but all the roles that support us, that wider support network that allows us to get out there and do the firefighting. That's what I really focus on.
No worries. So is there a particular person or any particular qualities a person needs to have to be recruited?
Yeah, I guess it's not really... the only particular is that a strong-minded sense of community is really what we're looking for. If you've got that first and foremost, then you're probably the right person for the job, because being a volunteer, you don't get paid, so you've got to sort of be able to get that fulfillment and reward from something else, and that's usually just by doing and helping the community. There are. There's a whole bunch of things. We just really want, open-minded community people with some really strong values that are, able to get in and get along with people and be part of the team and get the job done. And I guess if you tick any of those boxes, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, sounds good. And do people need to live in the kind of the general area of Epping to be this particular CFA, or can you come from anywhere essentially?
Yeah, look... we've got 4 minutes to get a truck from the station, and then 4 minutes from the station to the incident, wherever it is, in the Epping area. So for our operational firefighters, we like people to be within the station area, so that we've got that quickest response time. However, we also have people that work from out of area in our surrounding suburbs, Milk Park, Preston, Thornbury, and they work from home, and their work from home locations are the fire station, and they respond during the day as well. And so for our operationals, it's either in the area or a little bit out of the area, and we can work on that on a case by case basis. For our support members or our non-operational firefighters, it's anywhere. Really, volunteering these days can be done from anywhere.
And with your non-operational, obviously the operational firefighters are very important. What sort of roles do those people perform?
Yeah, so our non-operational firefighters perform anything from administration activities, finance, record keeping, to even recruitment, conducting interviews, to fundraising, actually supporting us in getting out there, boots on the ground, being those numbers, advertising, marketing, social media. We also have non-operational members that, support training delivery. They've got a training background in their day-to-day job, or, IT as well. They've got IT's their background from their day-to-day job, and they can bring that across. So our non-operational members really do a lot of that background stuff that, I guess, any business or organisation would have for the frontline people to be able to just focus on being the frontline people.
Okay, so there's lots of ways that people can be involved. So if someone is interested in becoming part of the CFA, how do they go about it?
Yeah, so, there's two things. You can come to the CFA Open Day today and speak to someone in a CFA uniform and ask them more questions about recruiting and volunteering more generally. But for those that are, I guess, get serious, have listened to this conversation, have gone, that's exactly what I want to do, I can fill a gap there, then they, can go onto the CFA website and go through the motions. It's pretty straightforward, user-friendly. They can, go through the website, sign up, and pick their nearest brigade, which will be us. And then we as a brigade get a notification, and we make contact with them as soon as possible to have a conversation about what they're interested in, what they want to do, bit about their life background and what they do for work, because we always find that our members have so many strengths from things they do outside of CFA, whether it be other community organisations or their place of work, that just, add further skills and capacity to our ability to respond to emergencies.
Yep, no worries. And do you have, recruitment drives every year?
Yeah, so we have recruitment drives every year, and we usually have them sort of anywhere sort of from end of March to sort of May is sort of where we generally recruit, so we can train during the middle of the year. For our non-operational members, anytime, really. Drop us a line, go online, submit an application, and if we can match it a really worthwhile and rewarding experience, we'll definitely take you up and
no worries at all.
give us some help.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, thank you very much for that, Liam. We appreciate your time.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good thing to be involved with. All right, thank you. So, listeners, please definitely come down to the open day here at the CFA down in Epping. And, there's going to be a demonstration, I believe, later from Ambulance Victoria, where they actually show people how to use defibrillators in the case of a heart attack. That's always a good thing to do. Well, not to have the heart attack, but know how to deal with it. So enjoy your time. Then we'll go back to the studio with HT.
Okay, thanks, Richard.
While you're there, Harry, it's Bill.
G'day, Bill.
I've been having a look around, and there's a whole heap of things going on down around here at the moment. And we just had Captain Koala come and give us a hi. And there's the Ambulance Victoria doing an exhibition on how to use a cardiac arrest unit. And there are fire trucks there that the kids can have a look over, and they've got the chance to use a hose as well. There's popcorn, there's gelati, there's coffee, there's sausages, and there's a big stall here supporting the station with Captain Koala teddies, fire blankets, what have we got here? Fire blankets, smoke alarms. So they're all the things that are happening here at the moment. So come on down and meet Liam and join up as well. So thanks very much, Liam, for being here today. And Harry, we'll go back to the studio now while we enjoy ourselves here.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Now, I understand that you volunteered to be the dummy for the defibrillator tests.
Well, no, because they reckon I haven't got a heart.
Fair enough. Well, we could have told them that.
Or a brain. All right, mate. Well, we enjoy your music, and we'll be back in about another half hour.
No worries. Look forward to it. Thanks, mate. And it's time to once again cross to the Epping CFA in High Street, Epping. So let's do that right now.
Thanks, mate. How you going, H?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
It's very good, and there's absolutely a massive amount of people down here right now at the Epping CFA, and we have the pleasure to have a lovely young lady sitting across from us, Talia.
Tali, hello.
Tali. I put the A on the end. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
And Craig's here next to me as well.
Hey, Steve.
Anyway, mate.
Good. And we're going to be talking to Tali about fundraising for the CFA.
Yeah.
So why don't you kick off by just telling us about your role in fundraising?
Yeah, so I have my lieutenant role here at Epping CFA, and with that comes my portfolio, which is fundraising. So fundraising is a very important part of being able to put together things like the Open Day.
Yeah.
And we take a lot of pride in our fundraising and the fact that the community is very generous with the fundraising and the money that they provide us. And I've had the pleasure of doing that now since last July, and I'm loving it.
And you'll definitely get a big tick for today's effort. It's great here today.
Definitely. Our community loves our Open Day, and as much as we love to provide it to them, it's a really good day.
No, that's good. That's very good. And so you said you're a lieutenant,
Yes.
What was it, 5th lieutenant?
5th lieutenant, yes. Yeah.
So how does that work in the ranking? Why has that? You become 4th?
Oh,
third, second,
ideally that would be the plan, to eventually make my way up. But obviously that comes with experience and time. And at the moment, I feel like I'm learning a lot as being 5th lieutenant. I have a great team that I work with, the captain and the other 4 lieutenants. And yeah, hopefully with all their support, I might eventually see my way up. But we'll see how it goes.
That's excellent. So, with your role in doing the fundraising, so the Open Day and other fundraising events that you do, can you name some of those?
Yeah, so we usually always start off with our Good Friday appeal. Now that's a fundraiser we don't personally obviously have. We don't take any money from that. That's what we provide to the Good Friday appeal. That is very important to us. We've been doing that with Doreen for a very long time now, and we see the amount of generosity that comes from that is incredible. Then moving towards our actual fundraiser for the brigade, we then have our intersection collection. That's a very big day that's held on a Saturday, and there's permits involved in that. There's making sure that we've got all the right permits on the day, and we also have the approval of the CFA to run that day. And we basically have an all-day session, or members can do half-day, so in the mornings and afternoons, and that is on Cooper Street and High Street, and then that basically allows us to bring in a lot of money for the brigade and essentially do things like the Open Day.
Yeah. What time of year is normally that on?
That is usually always October. So we try to make sure that fits in around other type of things that might happen in October. So we always do that very early on, and that's probably one of our biggest days. And then obviously as today we have the Open Day, and that also, again, the money that we obviously made for the intersection collection allows us to put on the Open Day, and then this brings in a lot of money as well. And then after the Open Day, we then move towards our Santa runs. And
beautiful. Christmas time.
Yeah, that's right. And our community loves the Santa runs, and we generally do that as much as we can. So we'll get out every day around 6:30, and we just start walking the streets, and the kids love Santa. They know Santa's coming.
Yes.
It's amazing how they can, see the difference between the fire trucks for an emergency and a fire truck for Santa. They can tell the difference, so that's great. And we've started introducing Christmas carols through the trucks as well, and that the community has loved that too. So that brings in a lot of money as well. Again, the money that we raise allows us to have our uniforms, have the brigade the way it is, the station, maintaining our trucks, maintaining all the equipment that we need, essentially to be ready to go in an emergency. So very, very grateful.
Because that's the thing, people don't realise that the CFA, it's a volunteer organisation.
That's right, we're 100% volunteers here, and without, I can't stress this enough, without the community, they're a very important part of keeping this place together, and that's why we give as much as we can back, opening our doors to thousands of people on open day to really allow them to see all the stuff that we do, all the stuff that they've raised, essentially.
Exactly.
And one day they could be future firefighters here too, you never know. So.
And that's with the Epping area growing so much. It's even a greater need for the Epping CFA to be funded. To meet the needs of the community.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why we do put on these days. The fundraising. I took this on last year, and already being here 4 years prior to my role, I already understood the importance of fundraising, and that's why the open days, the Santa runs, the intersection collections, they are such an important part for us. But they bring smile to the faces in our community as well, because we want to be amongst them, and they know us, they know our big red trucks. A lot of the community members know us as well, and we are part of the community as well. So it's very important.
And you're also a firefighter as well, you're saying?
I am, yeah.
So first and foremost a firefighter.
Yes, that's right.
Lieutenant of the fundraising.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's I mean, your roles are very important.
It is. It's definitely important. It keeps me on my toes, which is good. And it really just allows me to be as a part of the community and let them know as well where exactly their generosity goes to, because that's really important. Yeah,
that's good, Talia. Very, very well appreciated, because without you, they'll be struggling to buy equipment. So think of that.
Well, thanks to thanks to our community to why we have what we have today, and why we can open our doors and let the kids have fun. Looking out in the crowd now, I can see a lot of smiles, and it makes it all worth it in the end. Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah.
And Harry, Talia is a country and western singer, a rock country singer as well.
Tell her to send me a demo.
See.
Apparently the station already has a CD for some years ago.
Very long time ago. I have had one of my CDs play on the radio, but that feels like many moons ago now. But I enjoy my country music, so it's good.
She'll have to do another track, won't she, mate? And send it over to the station so Harry can play it.
Oh, I might have to see if there's some other singers amongst the brigade, a little fire brigade band.
That'd be great.
There's another fundraising opportunity
there.
Always thinking.
Country Friends Association.
Yep. The CFA could cut an album and CD and sell it to the community.
That would be a lot of fun. I'm sure there'd be a lot of people here that would be happy to get onto a microphone.
Thank you very much, Talia.
Thank you for having me.
Cross back now to H and enjoy more of the country club. Back to you, Harry.
Oh, thanks, guys. Tell that young lady to send us a couple of CDs, and I'll play them.
Sounds good, mate. We'll cross back to you. Take it away.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Now, live from the Epping CFA in High Street, Epping, let's cross to our intrepid outside broadcast team.
Thank you very much, Harry. Thank you, mate. And yes, we're coming live to you from the Epping CFA. And there are people everywhere. And if you haven't come on down the Epping CFA. If you can walk, even better, because I tell you what, it's hard to find a car park. There's that many people here. And Craig,
Now, Steve, we're going to be talking to Phil, who's the first lieutenant here at Epping CFA.
We skipped third and second and gone to number one because we had the fourth lieutenant before. Now we've got to number one.
And Phil's portfolio is operational support. So why don't you tell us a little bit about operational support, Phil?
Yeah, sure. No worries. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming down and supporting the day. It's really, really good to see. So operational support, we call them brigade admin, brigade administrators. Their role is to basically do everything other than turning out on our fire appliance. So they're generally, currently our current cohort of brigade admin are ex-firefighters who have done the operational side of things and have looked to do a bit of a shift and have a bit of a break from the pager going off and waking us up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So their duties can consist of anything from after a big house fire, a big event for us, there's clean up, our breathing apparatus need to be filled up. They'll take on some of that role for us and they'll take our cylinders over to Eltham to fill up and they'll bring them back for us. It just keeps our operational members within the area. So that's part of their role. They're here today. Some of our brigade admin members are working in the sausage sizzle tent, working the sausage sizzle, and we've tried to position them in other areas of the day so that if we do get a call, because we're still on call today, so we can get another job.
Yes.
If we do get a job, their day can still go. So they're a really important part of the brigade. Our brigade admin also look after our social media postings, so they also will be around taking photos and uploading and keeping that Facebook page alive and going for us. Yeah.
So the support covers not just support of the equipment, but just a variety of areas in the station.
That's correct. And so I tell people when they join the Epping Fire Brigade that with a part-time job you don't get paid for. We're a busy brigade. Last year, as I said, just before COVID, we're doing nearly 600 calls a year on average.
That's a lot.
Responding out.
That's a lot of calls.
And we're since this financial year, we're up to already just over 200 calls for the financial year as well. So we run events throughout the year, not only just for the community, but also within our own within the brigade, and we always need those extra hands just to make things happen.
Yeah. And then with Epping and Wollert, with the whole area growing, it's actually probably going to be a greater demand on the Epping CFA.
A good brigade administrative member is worth their weight in gold. So, for example, this morning we had a call 3 o'clock this morning for assistance to assist our friends at the Ambulance Victoria. That call went out. Now, that's operational members getting out of bed at 3 o'clock to go to that job.
Yep.
Our brigade administrators don't get that call. So, 8:30 in the morning, we're expected to be here to set up. Our brigade admin members will be here at 8:30 because they haven't had to go out to that 3 o'clock in the call.
Yeah.
That's how it should work. And that's what we try and strive to achieve as well. But definitely a role that we need within the brigade.
And that's the thing. It's as you said, because most of the members, they're ex-firefighters themselves. Like you said, you were a firefighter yourself,
correct.
Phil?
Yeah, correct. So I'm still operational, so I look after the portfolio in that brigade admin space. But you don't have to be. So we have had brigade administrators sign up or join the brigade with that intention of not wanting to go out and turn out on the trucks, but want to help in another space, another area.
What do you look for in someone who wants to go into the administration role?
Sure, anyone that's got time to assist. That is what we're looking for. That is it. A heartbeat and a pulse, we'll take you.
No special needs, no special requirements.
We'll show you everything that you need. Unless we're specifically looking for an area like a social media manager, for argument's sake, we might target those types of people. But generally, it's just hands, day to day. An event like today, the more people we've got that will help pack up chairs and tables, we'll take you.
Yeah.
As long as you're available to respond, can use a mobile phone and answer a call when you're needed, then we'll welcome you.
So the brigade's always looking for members.
Always looking for members. The good thing is our brigade administrators don't go through a recruitment course, which goes for about 9 to 16 weeks. The brigade administrators don't do that. So once you're
excellent.
up here, we'll teach you on the job.
So it's actually it's a short step, a quicker step to get into the...
Quicker to get in. You'll come out and help when we do our smoke alarm installations at Bunnings. Brigade administrators will come and help deliver that fire safe message. So we get them out in the community. It's not all just back stuff doing all the hard work. We do get them. We want them out on face of the brigade as well. Again, for that reason is that we've got a brigade administrator there that's not going to respond to a job because we're on call all the time. So if we go to an event and it's completely operational firefighters, if we get a page where that event stops because we're all leaving. Whereas if we've got brigade administrators there, we can leave them there to still deliver that fire safe message and they can continue on from there. Yeah, which is great.
And that's the thing, though. Most people have that perception of the CFA as they're just all operational members.
Correct.
They don't see the behind-the-scenes, the administrational support which you're ahead of.
Definitely. It's just every area that everything we do could have an aspect where a brigade administrator can help. You know, from our monthly meetings, Wednesday night, we set up tables and chairs. If we've got somebody that can help set up the table, it's one less job that an operational member has to do. Yeah, and it's all it needs to happen, or else we're standing around for our meetings.
No, that's fantastic, Phil. That is really good. And as Phil said, you don't have to be a strong, fit and healthy person. You think, I'm going to be a firefighter. You can actually be someone of Bill's age and become on the administration side.
Most definitely. We take on 18-year-olds all the time here.
Bill wishes.
Yeah, 80 and above there. As long as, like I said, it's an important role. We do require, obviously, the usual police checks and that type of thing that with any organisation that we get these days. But yeah, any aspect that we do will have a brigade administration aspect to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's as I said, you don't need to do all the operational qualifications to actually be part of it.
Yeah, and we'll get you front of house. Yeah, so you're not in the back blocks like at a theatre off the side, just setting up the props. No, we'll get you front and centre. You'll be working with the community, delivering that fire safe message, and you do that as well. So you still be a part of all things CFA. You just don't go out and put wet stuff on hot stuff. Yeah.
And there's a question. Does the CFA head around to a lot of the schools as well in the area?
We do. We've got a community program. I'm not sure. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder. I'm not sure if you're doing the community stuff as well. One very fortunate thing about Epping CFA is we do have a very strong community focus. So we deliver. Last year, I think we went out to just over. I could be getting my numbers wrong here, but I know we attended a minimum of about 20 of our schools, community events, that type of thing as well. We'll do kindergarten, primary schools, high schools. Where we can. So our community focus is not just on firefighting. It's about getting that safety message out there as well.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Phil.
And speaking of support, I think we've got a very proud family watching on here, Phil. Have we?
They've all turned up at the right time. Mum, Dad, my wife and kids are all here. Come up. Fire Brigade is a family affair. We couldn't do it without them. We can't do it without the support. I remember when I first joined, Mum hearing the pager going off and making a quick sandwich as I ducked out the door up to a job. And even now, my wife hears the pager go off, and the kids know where the pager is. They know how to read what I'm going to. So yeah, it's a family affair. The Fire Brigade, definitely.
Lovely, wonderful.
We shall thank you very much, Phil. Much appreciated.
No worries, pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. And we shall cross live we'll go back to Harry at the studio.
And it is now time to go live from the Epping CFA High Street, in High Street, Epping. And let's go to him now.
Thank you, Harry. Yes, we're coming live from the Epping CFA Open Day. And even though it's starting to drizzle a little bit, it's not keeping people away. And we're here with Andrew.
We're here with Andrew, and Andrew's going to be talking to us about firefighting.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you going?
Really well, thank you. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about a call-out and what's involved in fighting fires?
Sure thing. So at Epping CFA, we have a number of call-outs. We deal with road accidents, we deal with things we call washaways, and we deal with everything from like grass fires and up. Washaways are when cars just bump into each other, and what happens there is the pager will go off. We come to the station as fast as we possibly can, road laws, observed, and then we go and we assess and we help, and we help assist with a washaway and go from there. The road accidents are a little more complex. Sometimes people will be trapped in. We're actually here today doing a demonstration of
getting someone out of the car
and taking it out, and we certainly get trained for that. And then summer hits, everything dries up, the grass becomes dry. That's the bushfire season. So we will start to get calls for bushfires, grass fires around here, and then we're off.
Yeah, because Epping is a grass fire area, I dare say. Yes,
absolutely. Sometimes we'll have people that will be slashing grass. The chain will hit the rock, get a spark, and off we go. So we turn out. We're on the back of the truck. We have the hoses. It's the cliche works. It's the fire. It's the smoke. It's the adrenaline. It's everything. And so we do that, and we work and work and work. Often we'll get those big helicopters to go over, and they'll be dumping water, near us. And so we come back and then rest up and do it again.
Okay.
Non-stop.
Non-stop. We do about 530 odd calls a year.
Yeah, that's a lot of calls, especially for this area. And this area is growing so much that it's just going to get greater and greater, unfortunately.
It is. We have many training packages that we learn to, to respond. We do house fires. We do, like factory fires, and of course there are accidents as well. And, they're very rare. But when they happen, it's go time.
And factory fires, again, totally different than a house fire because you've got the chemicals that can be contained in a factory.
Absolutely.
And all the explosive gas bottles and so forth.
Yep. We have this. There's a booklet in the trucks when we go up, and it's what's called HazChem, hazardous chemical. We take a step back. We don't rush in because we just don't know what's inside. So then we respond to that, and then we start to deal with it in due course. We have the whole might of CFA behind us. They help us out with that. But we go in and we take care of it, and then back to station.
And then do it all again.
Do it all again. The biggest of the fires, though, is what we call a campaign fire. This is where there is a big bushfire somewhere in the state. What will happen is we'll be part of a strike team. About 5 trucks is in one strike team. And then we will go away for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, usually rotating about 5 days on, 5 days off. And we stay there. We sleep overnight. We get on the trucks, and it's again the cliche. You're on the truck. The flames are high. You're fighting the fires. You come back to the base wherever it is. You sleep. You get up, and you do it again.
How many people actually on the truck?
Usually, so a typical truck, you'll usually have about 3 people on the back. They're on the hoses doing what they need to do.
Yep.
You'll then have what's called the OIC, the person in the truck. They've got on the radio with the person controlling the rest. They give the orders. And then the driver. The driver often is also the pump operator. So when you pull over, they'll get out, get the pump going, and then start getting the hoses out and getting the water on.
All right, so it's not a massive crew per truck, but how many trucks do they have here at Epping?
We have 3 trucks, 3 specialised, magnificent trucks. We love our trucks. It's strange. When I first started
here... It's
the
lifeblood of the CFA.
When I first started here, all the old members, they had that love for the truck. I went, what? Why? What? It's a truck. Well, I've been here for 5 years. I love those trucks. When you faced fire, you tend to love the truck, right? So we have my favourite, the tanker. It's the 1970s old diesel truck. It can go anywhere. It's been everywhere. That one has seen all of the big fires, all the ones. So it's been there. And we have the tanker, so the pumper. The pumper is the urban response. We have a lot of tools on there to get into factories and houses, etc. And then we have the road rescue, which is designed for rescue, and that one goes to the car accidents and
cutting cars in half.
Yes, cutting, splitting, and extricating people out.
And with that, you'd work very closely with the ambos as well.
Absolutely. We have a great relationship with both the ambulances and the police. And in a road accident situation, we will work closely with them. They will have the patient, stabilised. They'll assess how bad the situation is, and they'll work with us to go, okay, we need them out in, say, 5 minutes. That changes the plan, as opposed to, no, you've got a bit of time, about half an hour, and then you change the plan to work with them. But we are right there on scene, working hand in hand with them to do the best we possibly can.
Yeah, because there's lives on line, either for the fire or in the accident. So
Absolutely.
You guys do a great job.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Very good job.
Yes.
So... no, that's good. That's good. No, but actually, a question I was actually going to ask is the distance. How far do you guys live from this location? Because, as you said, you've got to be responding quickly as you can. So, are people 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away? What's the response time?
In short, it's mixed. we have people that live literally just around the corner.
Oh, that's handy.
That's it. They're off to go. And they literally have all of their clothing prepared. So in the event of like 3 o'clock in the morning, we have to be here on station in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Right? So those people, about 2 minutes, they bang, 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 out the door, off they go. We have people a little further away, and they get here when they can. I used to live in Epping. I've moved now to Heidelberg, but I work from here. So I work during the day here. We have the Wi-Fi, we have the coffee, the tea, the air conditioning. And so during the day, I'm here on station with a bunch of other people. We call ourselves the day crew. And we're here ready to go as soon as the pager goes off.
And work's not a problem with people taking off?
They absolutely and utterly endorse it. They love the fact that we're doing this as well. And it's not usually a massive impact to work. A lot of the calls, let's be honest, they're false alarms, things like that. And so there's probably an impact of like half an hour, 40 minutes, out of the day. And therefore, it's off. In the event of something serious, just a quick message saying it's serious. It's fine.
And that's the thing. So some listeners may think, well, I'd like to join the CFA, but I'm worried about work, how work would actually take it. Would work be offended because I'm doing this, spending time fighting fires? But as you said, work's actually really appreciate it. They know the help you're doing to the community.
I got a message from my employer. There was a large fire, and it was a message that says, this is considered work time. You don't worry about a thing. You do what you need to do. We're proud of what you do and what CFA does. I got all teary when I read that.
That's really, really good.
Yeah, it's great to have that support.
Absolutely great. It's great to have that support because you need that, and they recognise that, and they recognise it's a great service.
Yeah. No, thank you very much, Andrew. And that's great. And I said the work that you guys do here, the guys and girls do for the CFA in this really Epping and Wollert area. And as you said, all across the state. All across the state. So it's not just this one location, it's everywhere.
It's about 38,000 members across Victoria.
Oh, wow.
Around that, 38,000 brothers and sisters.
And all volunteers?
All volunteers.
Thank you very much. We need to head back to the studio so Harry can play the 1 o'clock news.
Done. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Harry.
And now we go live from the Epping CFA in High Street, Epping.
Plenty Valley FM.
Thanks, Harry. Yes, we're coming to you live from the Epping CFA Open Day. And come on down, there's still Epping CFA Open Day is on until 2 p.m. today, so there's still time to come on down. There's ice cream, sausage sizzle, pony rides, jumping castle. There's so much for the kids to do, and it is not raining. I'm looking outside, it's not raining at all, so it's perfect. Come on down and check out the Epping CFA Open Day. And now we're here with Kieran.
And yes, thanks, Steve. And Kieran is going to be talking to us about rescue call-outs.
Yeah, so we obviously respond, our brigade, you've spoken to other people, we respond to 500 calls a year. A lot of those are rescue, car accidents, stuff like that. Our rescue appliance generally... Our rescue appliance is able to do a whole lot of crazy stuff with our tools there. So we can make access to cars, we can make access to houses, even something as small as taking a ring off someone's finger.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Just, ring stuck on someone's finger and they call the fire brigade.
Yeah, we get that quite a bit, so that's one of the many services we provide to the community.
And you're cutting up a car before, Kieran?
Yeah, Commodore, this one.
Well, was that from just someone parked it on the side of the road and you just grabbed it and thought it would cut the car up?
Yeah, doesn't work like that, unfortunately. We have local wreckers that donate vehicles to us. That was from Toy Roller Wreckers. So they've obviously provided that to us for our demonstration today.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Took a whole of 15 minutes to extricate the patient, take the whole roof off the car as well. So it was a pretty good job out there today.
So you created a convertible?
Yes, with no doors.
Okay, well, that's a little bit different.
Yeah. We can do some amazing things with those tools. So.
And I suppose, especially this area, because traffic is actually getting more and more, it's growing so much, this Epping and Wollert area. It's busier all the time, and traffic accidents are a big thing. So you guys will be actually quite busy with the rescue side of things.
Yeah, with the rescue side of things, we do get a lot busier. We've also got the Hume Freeway here, so a lot of accidents in the new exit there on O'Hearns Road.
Yep.
So we've had quite a few there in the last month alone. So.
And you were telling us just before we went on air that you work very closely with Ambulance Victoria.
Yes. So obviously we're all first aid trained. We can't be trained to the level that AV are. So yes, we make access for Ambulance Victoria. They get in and do their thing while we're trying to extricate a patient.
Yeah. And what are some of the equipment that you use for actually the fire rescue side of things?
So the Jaws of Life, as everyone knows them, we've got cutters and spreaders. We use Lucas branded equipment.
Are these all pneumatic or?
So they're battery operated now. They are hydraulic. So we do have hydraulic lines still on our truck, but the main ones that we use these days are battery operated. And we can have 4 hours runtime per battery, so
that's good.
We're not going to run out of juice anytime soon.
And so, like, how heavy are the Jaws of Life to work?
They're about 20 kilos a piece. Some of them are a little bit heavier, but...
and is that a single or two-man operation?
Generally a single-man operation. Anything over your shoulders, obviously.
Yeah.
You need to get someone in to give you a hand, but depending on the situation.
And so for the Jaws of Life, and you said what else? The cutters and
spreaders. We've got rams. We've got a whole complement of tools on the appliance. From the same tools that your home handyman uses, the Milwaukee tools. We've got relocation kits, ring removal kits. You name it, we've probably got it there.
So that's in because it's a specific rescue truck, isn't it, that's kitted out for these jobs?
Yes. So our rescue appliance doesn't carry water to fight fires.
Yep.
Its sole purpose is rescue.
And that's your sole purpose in the CFA as well, just rescue, or you do firefighting as well?
Yeah, I'm overall aspects of our activities here, so I do rescue, firefighting, everything.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because that's the thing, the variety that you can have in the CFA, from administration roles through to rescue, firefighting, the whole thing. So people who are listening and thinking, well, I wouldn't mind becoming a member of the CFA, there's a variety of things that they can do.
Yes, there is. You can... It all depends on the amount of training that you want to put in, on how far you can go. I've obviously put quite a bit in for myself, but yeah, if you want to stay a bushfire firefighter or a grass fire firefighter, you can do that, or you can go as far as the rescue and the structure fire side of things.
And you'll be with the CFA for how long now, Karen?
9 years myself. I spoke to you earlier. I started relatively late in my life. I started in my 30s. A lot of the people around here started in their teens.
But as you said, it's still not too late to start in your 30s either.
No, it's never too late. We've had people start in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's good.
And, retired people.
And haven't you seen quite a lot of changes over the years in the CFA?
Yes, we have. There's a lot of changes in the brigade itself, and there's a lot of changes in CFA and FRV boundaries at the moment. So,
and what about equipment use though? Changes in equipment? Equipment's gotten better over the years?
The tools alone that we carry now on our rescue appliances far outweigh what we had even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
the hydraulic tools we use with batteries in them now. You don't have to carry a hose line behind you.
Yep.
But yeah, our rescue appliance just keeps on improving.
No, that's good, and I suppose, and you said it's a volunteer organisation, and it's funded by the community. So, as a community give, like for days like today, they're actually helping to purchase those tools and to keep the maintenance occurring on them.
The community gives so much to us. We're so appreciative of what they do give to us, and obviously, as you said, it helps us build a better station. We like to be up here, and the more people that are up here, it's a lot better to respond.
No, that is excellent. No, thank you very much, Kieran, for your time. Much appreciated. And we will return back to you, Harry, at the studio.
And it is now time to go live from the Epping CFA in High Street, Epping.
Thank you, Harry. And yes, we're coming to you live from the Epping CFA Open Day. It's still on till 2 o'clock, so still about another 15 minutes to come on down, say hello, and find out all about the Epping CFA. And Craig, we are here with...
Now we're talking with Rowan, and Rowan is from the incident management team. He's going to tell us how incidents are managed.
Absolutely. Good afternoon. So, effectively my role is as the group officer for... within this patch of District 14, where we are within the Country Fire Authority, and that patch extends from Epping up to as high as Calcallo, across the Sunbury, and ends at around Wildwood, so about 8 brigades in total.
So that's quite a few areas that you guys have to coordinate.
It is, yeah. It's a variety of risk areas. So within this Epping patch here, it's predominantly sort of that kind of mid sort of urban patch, so a lot of peri-urban sort of areas that we look after. Whereas you go right across to Wildwood, it's effectively rural and farmland. So quite a diverse sort of area, and they've got all the industrial mixed in between too.
So quite a variety of fires that you guys are seeing.
It is, yeah, and it's so effectively the role we play within the Hume Group, which supports brigades like Epping CFA, is to really ensure that brigades, when they do get out, they're faced with a particular incident scene. Might be a grass and scrub fire, could be a structural fire.
Harry.
Could be a structural fire, could be something else in between. And effectively our role there is to make sure that the officers at those brigades have sufficient tasking, sufficient resources that they need, and really just provide that additional level of experience that they can tap into to make sure things run as well as they can.
No, that's good. And so you've been, how long have you been in that role for?
So I've been group officer now for close on 6 years. With CFA for just touching on 27 years now.
Wow, 27 years.
Yeah.
Gee, so when did you start? When you were 12 or?
So not quite look that young. It's so I started in the mid-90s.
All right.
So late teens, but
So you just turned 18 and straight into the CFA?
Effectively, yeah, straight in. Bit of a family affair, and started off over in the southeast side, over at Carrum Downs, and spent 12 months in the Chica in between, but predominant most of my time has been over here. It's out of Epping as a brigade member, but also looking after this larger patch as well.
So operational for many years and still operational now.
Still operational now. So we're just before the interview now, we're saying that if the tone's dropped, then I'll have to drop the mics and off we go. So it's a pretty busy brigade, this one. So
yeah, because it's such a growing area. This Epping area, it's one of the fastest growing areas in Victoria.
Absolutely. It's when I first transferred here in early 2000, where the brigade is situated right now, kind of where we are. Anywhere to the north of here was paddocks.
Yes.
And in fact, we used to feed cows over the back fence.
Yep.
That's exactly how it was structured back then. And now it's housing all the way through, well, nearly hitting actually the middle township of Blurt now and across to join up to Donnybrook.
Yep.
So it's, massive growth corridor.
Yeah. And so your roles over that period of time, what have they entailed?
So time here with the brigade, I was... I had obviously a firefighter initially, but I've held the role of secretary for a couple of years, much early in the piece. I was the first lieutenant and second in charge here for a period of nearly 10 years, a bit over 10 years, and before migrating into the group officer role, which is a bit of a larger footprint and a more senior role.
And that's, again, all volunteered?
Or volunteer, that's right. So, variety of time, and we all have different jobs. So I'm a senior manager in the construction firm. That's my day-to-day job. That's the one that pays the bills. And it's just like everyone, that's getting a larger group of people in to manage your time.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And we just had a body bitch dragged in here into the garage.
Figuratively speaking, that's our that's our rescue dummy. That's the one we use for motor vehicle accident scenarios. Just to give the crews the reason they do that is to make sure that when they're moving a casualty in a car from a training perspective, at least they've got a bit of weight to play with. So it kind of mimics what we actually deal with in the real world.
So how heavy is the rescue dummy?
That one's it's a touch lighter actually. It's only about 30, 40 kilos. I think that one.
That's very light then.
But we could be dealing with anywhere up to and sometimes over 100 kilos.
Yeah.
When you're picking people up out of cars.
Yeah, and that have you done worked in fire rescue in the rescue side as well as?
Yeah. So I've been doing the road rescue side for just a little bit under the 20 years here. I've been responding on both this vehicle we have now as well as the old one that we used to have. Quite a wide range of different scenes we've been to over the years. Predominantly motor vehicle accidents, but industrial rescues as well, people trapped in machinery and the like. So it's a very diverse set of activities we run through out of this brigade here at Epping.
So as you said, it's a very good little sort of offside career that someone could actually have being in the CFA.
Oh, absolutely. It's, as we say to everyone who looks to join, it really is the part-time job you don't get paid for. So it's the time commitments involved can be fairly significant. So in terms of training, the operational tempo of the brigade, it averages between 1 and 2 calls a day. Sometimes it means a couple of days you might get nothing. Other times you might get 5 or 6 calls in a day, and you just smash for that 24-hour period. So the key for not only this brigade but others is to make sure they've got a sufficient member base to work from. So quite often you'll see brigades might have 30, 40, 50 people who are actually active and available in the books, and that really ensures that they can spread that load around.
Yeah. Because that's what I was saying for our listeners there who are thinking, well, the CFA could be fun, but it's more than just putting out fires.
Oh, absolutely. It's a way I can explain it to prospective members. It's a lifestyle as well. So we've got people who work out of here during daytimes who might be able to work remotely from work. So instead of working at home, might be home alone, they can work here. They've got a crew around them. Still available to respond if they're working from here. But the camaraderie is really what kind of sets this sort of role apart from some of the other sort of roles that you might do in a community-based organisation. It's people here have good relationships with each other. They rely on each other, both on the brigade sense, but also when we're dealing with some of the more significant incidents that we deal with.
So a very strong family environment in the CFA.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a lot of the members had their families come down today, their kids as well, engaged in activities. My old fella's floating around here somewhere, so they have a ball, the kids.
That's great. That is great.
And in your role, you would also get involved with other agencies?
We do. So one of the key roles I perform as the group officer in this area is to really assist in setting up those incident management teams actually at the incident location. So most often we're working with Fire Rescue Victoria. So a lot of the brigades within my group are on that boundary in between the two. So they co-respond nearly on a daily basis. Sometimes that's in a very small sense. Other times it's in a much larger sense where we need to resource up. We also work with Epping Victoria and Victoria Police quite often, and a lot of our role would be setting up what we call emergency management teams, EMTs, and that's where all the agency heads at that scene get together, and we effectively coordinate each other's activities to make sure that we all know what we're doing.
Yep.
We all have different roles to play, and we make sure we're not going to tripping over each other's feet. So it's effectively just trying to conduit everything back into whoever that incident controller is going to be.
Yeah, and a very vital role doing all that because, you don't want to be stepping on other people's toes, but you want it to coordinate perfectly.
Oh, absolutely. Particularly amongst the fire services, that's critical. So it's making sure we're all pointing in the right direction. The incident controller, who's ultimately in charge, will have a particular action plan they're trying to work to, and then some strategies I'll be trying to put into effect. The role of those people supporting the incident management team is to really make sure that happens in a good coordinated fashion. And for the other agencies involved, usually Ambulance Victoria and Victoria Police, it's to they have their own responsibilities. AV looking after patients. We'll make sure that we facilitate that. Victoria Police have a a role realistically to look after and protect the scenes we're engaged in, as well as obviously that looking for any criminal behaviour, and it's also supporting their efforts to do that as best we can.
No, thank you. That's awesome, Rowan. You do a great use, guys and girls here at Epping CFA do a fantastic job for the community, really do, and said it's a 100% volunteer-based organisation, and it was great to see all the community members here today as well, coming out and showing support to their CFA.
Oh, absolutely. This is an event that we advertise pretty extensively each year, but what is very evident, this is an event that grows year on year through word of mouth. The community, through all the community groups and the like, they talk to each other, they'll talk about their positive experience here. There's a vast range of activities that the kids get to do each time. And of course, they want to come back again next year and the year after that and tell their friends about it. And it's just grown from something that was quite small to something where you literally get thousands of people through.
Yeah, no, there was quite a few people here today, and yes, it's almost 2 o'clock, so things are winding down now, and we thank you for your time today, Rowan, and thank you for having Plenty Valley FM here today so we could actually be part of the Epping CFA.
Fantastic. Appreciate your support.
Thank you very much. And now back to the studio for you, Harry.
I love the local news.
I love the music variety.
And all the local sport.
24 hours a day. It's all local. 88.6 Plenty Valley FM.